Okay, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It has been such a long time since we've done a video like this, but today I'm going to be doing my predictions for the 2022-2023 Premier League season. Okay everybody, so I am going to be doing it in a tier list style. I found a tier list on the tier list maker app, and I think it's a perfect way of doing it. To be honest, I have written my predictions down, so I already know what I'm going to be putting, but I'm obviously going to explain everything. So going in at 20th, I'm having Bournemouth. I've seen a lot of people think that Bournemouth will finish even like 18th or 17th and they'll survive. Personally, looking at all the teams that are going to be in the Premier League next year, I think Bournemouth have the weakest team. There is still a lot of signings to be done. We're still early days in the transfer window, and only a couple of Premier League clubs have actually made signings and got rid of some players. I don't care kind of realistic signing wise what Bournemouth will do. I do not think they're going to be doing anything to even survive the Premier League next season. Never mind what I've heard some people say of them getting like 15th and everything like that. A lot of people have said they will finish above Fulham. I don't personally think that. I think Fulham already have a decent team for the Premier League, but with additional signings and getting rid of some of the deadwood, I think that could help them. So I've got Bournemouth coming in at 20th. And at 19th, this may come as a surprise, I'm going in with Southampton. Southampton are finishing 19th in my opinion. They've had a pretty poor season previously. Apparently a lot of the Southampton fans don't like their current manager, Ralph Hasenhüttl, if that's how you say his name. There's still so much to be done. Their team, they did actually spend quite a bit on some signings last season. They got like players like Adam Armstrong who just isn't getting played enough. I don't know if it's due to injuries or anything, but I think that's the reason a lot of fans are kicking off with their manager. He's just simply not playing a player like Adam Armstrong who's going to be scoring goals. Perraud hasn't kind of hit the ground running, no one like that. Celis, who's been pretty solid to be fair. Kyle Walker-Peters, they've still got some very solid players now. You've got like James Ward-Prowse, but I can definitely see them going down this season and finishing 19th as well. Just finishing above them in 18th, I'm going to have Fulham. I hope and pray that Fulham would stay up, because I actually do really like Fulham and their ground and everything like that. I know they've had some extensions done to their ground, but I just can't see them pushing it this year. I mean, everyone's thinking that two of like the promoted teams will stay up, and that's most likely going to be Forest and Fulham. But I do not think Fulham will stay up. I think they'll be very unlucky to go down. There'll be a couple of points difference between 17th and 18th, depending on who goes down, of course. So coming in at 17th is Brentford. Brentford are just going to survive the Premier League, I think. Like I said, it's going to be very tough between them and Fulham. I feel like they're both going to take a game off each other next year. Obviously, you play each other 2 times. I think Fulham might win the first one, Brentford will win the second one, or vice versa. And them games right there could possibly be the difference. So it could be like 3 points difference that keeps Brentford up. I think Brentford are going to have a pretty poorly run season. Teams that usually come up to the Premier League, I mean, for the past like 2 or 3 years, we've had this where they have a really good first season, and then the second season, I mean, Sheffield United got relegated. I can see it happening again with Brentford, or just surviving. I think Brentford will stay in the Premier League for quite a while now. I feel like they're going to be set in stone there, just like a Bournemouth, the line here for like, is it 6+ years? Same with Watford. But teams like that are going to have that. I've got championship predictions going out soon on the channel as well, so I'll explain all that stuff. But coming just above Brentford in at 16th is going to be Nottingham Forest. I need to put them, there we go, above Brentford. Nottingham Forest coming in at 16th in my opinion. I do think they'll survive the Premier League pretty comfortably, say like 7, 8, maybe 9 points. So there'll be like 3 games between them and getting relegated, which you might say is pretty comfortably, but in a relegation scrap, that is a pretty comfortable survival spot, like points difference wise. I think they'll have, you know, a decent first season. I can see them maybe taking like a draw at Anfield or something like that. Like they'll play against City and get a draw or something. I mean, why had Brentford drawn against Liverpool at home? I can see this happening again with Forest. They'll get some points off some pretty big clubs. I can see them giving Newcastle something at home, because their fans are amazing. The atmosphere was incredible. I watched them against Arsenal in the FA Cup, and they just honestly outstanding. It'd be amazing if they could get Spence, obviously, because he was only out on loan. If they could get Spence on a permanent, I think that would really help, and he could become a really good player in the Premier League, and you'd sell him on because his value would go up, obviously. Next up is in at 15th, I'm going with Leeds United. I mean, I can't explain Leeds. I've said this for donkeys. Since Leeds come up to the Premier League, I've said it to Leeds fans who join my streams. Leeds are not a Premier League side. They do not deserve to be in the Premier League. All Leeds fans are like, oh, we belong in the Premier League. No, yous do not. Yous do not belong in the Premier League. Last season was absolute just... Look at this, escaping relegation. That's what the TR's called. That is what it is. You're just scraping the escape from relegation and the drop. If Leeds do the right thing, I mean, Rafinha's most likely leaving. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet, but he's most likely going to be leaving. That's one of their biggest players. Well, it is their biggest player that they're losing. They need to get rid of players like Luke Ayling, Liam Cooper. They need to get rid of all these bare minimum championship players and just bring in some decent European footballers. You've got Rodrigo, who kind of done pretty well last year for them. You need to bring more players in like him, pretty experienced players mixed with a bit of young star kind of like youth academy development. They've got a decent academy. They've got like Gelhardt and stuff like that coming up. They've been hit with injuries though. I don't know if the injuries would have made too much of a difference. They still obviously would have survived, but I couldn't see them pushing up the table more. And next season, I can't see it either. But 15th, I think Leeds fans would be happy with that. They've at least survived. It will take another couple of years to build up their team again to get back to what they were in the first season in the Prem. Coming in at 14th, then I'm going with Everton. I just think Everton are going to have a pretty bang average season, which I mean you could probably call about, between like 14th and 11th as a bang average season. They're going to be surviving the drop, I'm pretty sure. I can't see Everton going down. They're probably going to spend money well if they're going to be selling players like Calvert-Lewin. He could sell for daft money for the player that he is. I mean, Newcastle after him for like 40 million or something daft like that. If they happen, yeah, I can see Everton surviving, spending some money. I think Anthony Gordon's going to have a good season. I hate the guy, but I think he's going to have a good season. I think it would have been nicer to see Everton in the Championship. Now, I hate Everton. That's probably one of the reasons I'm saying that, but I think they would have been really good for the Championship. Really competitive down there, and it would have been great for their youth players to kind of build themselves up for another season in the Prem. But it will be a season of ups and downs, but they will pick up the points where they most need them. Games like they got a 2-0 win at home against Chelsea last season towards the end. Games like that, they will pick up their crucial points in, and that will ultimately make them survive the Premier League. Now, coming in at 13th, probably an unexpected one actually, I'm going in with Leicester City. I don't know what's happened with Leicester. I can see Brendan Rodgers walking out the door at Christmas this year. I can't see it happening. I don't know why Brendan Rodgers has ever been rated so highly. They actually done pretty well in Europe as well, from I can remember. Obviously, they got knocked out the group stages, did they? I'm pretty sure. Then they got into the Conference League, done pretty well. In the league, I just don't know what was happening. They were battling teams like City and everything like that. Manchester United taking points off them the season prior to that. I remember, was it 5-2 against City or whatever at the Etihad? But this season, that's just when I feel like they've kind of dropped off. It took a bit of a slope, but I'm not expecting anything big from them. I think these are going to be massive underachievers this season. I mean, they've bottled Champions League about 2 or 3 years in a row, and I think this year they're just going to bottle everything, and they're not even going to finish mid-table. Right, coming in at 12th then, I've got Brighton now. Everyone's going to kick off here because everyone's like, ooh, Brighton are going to be doing so well, they could be making Europe. Yeah, I can see why they'd push for Europe. They've got no choice now not to push for Europe. They've built their team up. Graham Potter, brilliant manager. I highly rate their squad. But I just can't see it happening. I can't see the way the Premier League's going and how competitive it's getting and the money that's being spent in the Premier League above a team like Brighton. I can't see why they would make Europe and everything, or even get close to making Europe. I've put them in 12th. It's going to be just a bang average season for them yet again. More like 40 plus points, whatever you'd need to be around 12th. So, right, coming in at 11th. I don't know if I've said this, but I'm not being biased at all. I've put Newcastle United in at 11th. Everyone's predicting Newcastle to come in a Europa League spot and everything, but nah, I don't think it's going to happen. It's going to take a lot longer for Newcastle to get there. I think 11th is just, we'll come 11th this season, and I can see it happening again. We're not going to be in a relegation battle at the start of the season, which could boost us, obviously. If we do something special with the money that we have in this transfer window as well, I could see we're coming higher than 11th. But that said, the Premier League is getting so competitive nowadays. You will have teams, I even said at the start of this video, Nottingham Forest will be a team that will take points off us. That is how competitive the Premier League is. I can see when we're away to Nottingham Forest, they will take points off us. I can see something like going away to Fulham on like a rainy Monday night or something. It's going to be tough conditions for a tough crowd. I can see us dropping points in games like that. And I just ultimately think we're just not going to be able to finish above a team like, I don't know, Aston Villa. Aston Villa, I don't know what project they've got, but it's working immensely. They've signed some crazy players there so far. Right, coming in at 10th, bang average mid-table, boom, it's Aston Villa. Yeah, they're finishing just above Newcastle, I think. Yeah, like I've just been on about, they've made some crazy signings. They have like Diego Carlos, Coutinho on a permanent. I would imagine it's going to be happening at some point. I forgot the other ones that have happened, but Leon Bailey, if he could try and get some more game time. They've got a pretty crazy squad. I writ these predictions like last week, so thinking about it now, I kind of want to put Aston Villa a little higher than 10th, because I do think they'd finish top, like half the table, like 8th or something. But I'm going to finish them there. I think Newcastle, Aston Villa, bang average seasons for them, and I can see a lot of disappointed Aston Villa fans from what they've built and everything, and what Steven Gerrard is kind of showing with this team, and I feel like they're not going to hit them boundaries quite yet. Anyway, coming in at 9th then. Coming in at 9th, we have, where is it? There we go. We have Crystal Palace. I kind of want to swap them round. I do want to swap them round, but I'm going to keep it as that. I'm going to stick with my predictions. I've got Crystal Palace coming in at 9th. Really good first season for Patrick Vieira. Warm welcome at the Premier League, and he's done it very well. If they could get Conor Gallagher on a permanent, they'd just make a couple more signings. Zaha could have a solid season again. Edward should hopefully show some signs of becoming something great at Crystal Palace, becoming a club legend by scoring so many goals. I think they're going to have a solid season. I think Crystal Palace are going to, I wouldn't say obliterate the Premier League, because that's technically winning it, but coming 9th would be an outstanding achievement, and I think they are going to do it with the correct players and the correct kind of finalisation with the team when it comes to a match day. Right, coming in at 8th, we're getting a little bit more interest now. Coming in at 8th, I've got Wolverhampton Wanderers. What do I say about Wolves? What do I say about Wolves? I don't know, because there's not much to say about them. They're going to have a season like they did last. Very solid. They're sticking in nearly a European place. Wait, didn't they come 8th last year? I'm pretty sure they did. So they're sticking in nearly a European place. I can see it happening with them. And I think a year after this one coming, so the year in 23-24 Premier League season, I think Wolves are going to push for possibly even a Champions League spot if they build the correct team. Bruno Lage has done an amazing job so far. Jose Sa, amazing goalkeeper. They just need to get rid of Raul Jimenez and get a new striker in there. That's what I think would push them over the line to possibly get in Europe. Right, coming in at 7th then. Some people are going to absolutely fucking kill me for this one. Arsenal fans. I know there's a couple of Arsenal fans subscribe to this channel. I'm sorry. I'm going to do it here. I am going to do it here. Yous are going to bottle top 4 again, and I know yous are. Building a brilliant team with youngsters and everything, but nah, it's just not going to happen. I mean, Mohamed El Neni was getting game time towards the end of the season when they were still pushing for top 4. The game against Newcastle at St James's Park was absolutely fucking unbelievable. I could not believe we were playing against Arsenal. I just could not believe we were playing against Arsenal watching that game. Arsenal, pretty shambles of a season. I think they're going to have a really promising start, and all the Arsenal fans will be getting happy like, oh, we're making top 4 now. Boom, comes Christmas time, hitting rock bottom, going straight down to 7th. Which is still, well, apparently Europa League playoffs to this, but I'm pretty sure 7th is Conference League now, isn't it? I think that's what it classes for. Okay, coming in at 6th. It's just a bit boring, isn't it? It's West Ham. Just a bit boring. West Ham aren't going to get top 4 pretty much ever unless they win a Europa League. And I think West Ham are going to go on a slope from this. I think this is going to be West Ham's last significant season. And I think in a year's time when I do my 23-24 predictions, West Ham are going to come 10th or 11th. They're gonna start falling. It's going to be like the Leicester. Oh, we're pushing for top 4. We're having these massive hopes and prayers. And then all of a sudden, we just drop. We're just dropping. So I think 6th for West Ham is being generous in my opinion. I feel like injuries are going to hit them rock solid. Mikel Antonio's going to have a shambles of a season. I mean, he's getting on. How old is he? Like, he's in his 30s, I'm pretty sure now. They need to really focus on just building that team up, to be honest. And David Moyes, I would say walking out the door pretty soon. I wouldn't say this season, but the season after, definitely. Like the same with Brendan Rodgers, who was rated as one of the best managers in the Prem not so long ago. Right, coming in at 5th. Gonna be a weird one, this, because there's pretty much solidates, if that's a word. I don't know how to say it, but it's set in stone who are my top 4. We've got Liverpool, Manchester City, United and Spurs. I know, United and Spurs in the top 4, you must be absolutely hating me right now and getting Raj in the comments, but I'm not arsed because these are my predictions. This is what I think is going to happen. Coming in at 5th is going to be Chelsea. I don't think Chelsea have it in them. They've just had a new takeover from some Americans. Apparently they've been given 200 million to spend this summer. Whether they spend that on the right players or not, I don't know, because I haven't spent any of it yet. But yes, I can see Chelsea coming in at 5th. I just think these teams here are going to outplay them next season. And I can't see them taking any points off any of these teams personally. I think all these teams here are going to be doing the double against Chelsea, which would ultimately have them above Chelsea. Shambles of a season. I think Tuchel's going to be in a bit of a bad situation round about Christmas time. He's going to be like, something's not going on here. We're going to make some signs in January. And I think they're going to have a really good second end of the season, but that doesn't matter because the teams above them have done so well. Right, coming in at 4th is Manchester. Oh, God, no. Right, Manchester United, yes. Manchester United are coming in at 4th. I do think it's going to happen. A lot of people are thinking, oh, what's Ten Hag going to do and stuff. I don't personally think he's going to do that well. But I think he's going to do a basic top 4 finish, which you'd probably expect with the squad that Manchester United have. And what they've done on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho, everyone like that. They've done it there. They've been there and done it. Ten Hag's a great manager in the Champions League as well. He's going to push for it. Surely he makes the right signs and doesn't make any bad decisions. Surely he can't be a worse manager than Ragnick. Or I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a bad manager, in my opinion. United fans will go right about that, but I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a bad manager and he wasn't the problem. It is the players. But I mean, they're getting rid of Deadwood, they're getting rid of Pogba, Mata, Jesse, Lingard, Matic. I mean, there's so many players getting booted out the door. They're just going. So hopefully they can then kind of start a fix around that team. And I do think they'll have a solid top 4 finish this season. Right, coming in at 3rd. Fucking hell, what is going on here then? Now, let's get them in. Liverpool. Liverpool are finishing 3rd. Now, don't scouse us. I know you don't like us already, but don't kick off. Liverpool are coming 3rd. Here's my reason for it. Spurs are building something special under Conte. I understand Liverpool getting rid of some of the deadwood. Luis Diaz is going to have an amazing season in my opinion, but it just isn't going to be enough. I think City and Tottenham are going to rule the Premier League this season coming. Liverpool are still going to do amazing and only lose like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 games, which is still ridiculously good, but they're just not going to do it. They're not going to push for it. That's my reasoning for it. I just don't think Liverpool are going to do what they call revenge, and like, you know, and Jurgen Klopp says, like, oh, we're going to make the Champions League final. I do actually think they are. I think Liverpool will probably win the Champions League next year, but I can't see them finishing anywhere above 3rd in the Premier League next season. I think they'll have too much aims on different spots in the world, and different players will do different things, and then Liverpool's finally going to fall apart, because you can't forget players like Salah and that getting on now. They're getting on with age. And Salah's probably leaving after this year, so he's going to be in a bad spot, you saw. Right, coming in at 2nd. Who's coming in at 2nd and who's winning it? Well, let's just do who's going to win it. It's Manchester City. City are winning the league. Spurs are going in at 2nd. Spurs fans, what do you think? I've been generous here, but like I said, I think Conte is building something humongous at that club. I think Conte is going to be there a long time, a long period of time. He's going to win their first trophy in a while with them. He's going to do it no matter what it is. Like, they're in the Champions League this year coming. If it's the Champions League, if it's something else, a Carabao Cup, an FA Cup, a Premier League, they've got so many trophies out there to win. They're going to win one this season, I think. I think they're going to have a really good Champions League run under Conte. He knows what he's doing in that. He knows what he's doing in the Premier League. He just needs the right players. And I think if they could get Kulusevski on a permanent, oh my God, they have something special there. So I can say that on them. My reasoning for City coming top. Does there have to be a reason for City coming top of the Prem? Probably not. I mean, it's written in the stars at this point. It's written on a script somewhere down in the bloody God's book of will or something. I don't know. It's written in a script that City are coming top. Haaland's there, Julian Alvarez or whatever his name is. I don't know what other signs they're going to be making. They're getting rid of some deadwood at least. I just can't see City battling the Prem. There's no way. And if there's a team that's going to battle them for the Premier League, it's going to be Spurs or Liverpool. They're the teams who I think will battle them for it. So, yeah, they are my predictions for the... Okay, everybody. Next, I'm going to do my player of the season, manager of the season, underachievers, overachievers, top goal scorer, and top assister. So, let's get on to that now. My player of the season is going to be Harry Kane. You'll notice a lot of Tottenham kind of influencers will be in this because of how well they're going to do in this season upcoming. I've said they're coming second in the league. Harry Kane's going to be the top scorer on the Premier League, I think. So yes, Harry Kane player of the season. He's going to have a ridiculously good season. He's not even coming to the end of his prime, is he? Like, just quite yet. He's going to have a really good World Cup as well in December or November and December with England. He'll keep that form up. He'll be on fire. He'll be shit hot when he comes back. And I think that'll only push Spurs. Yeah, Harry Kane player of the season. Manager of the season, Conte. I just can't see it not being him. City will win the Prem, and Jurgen Klopp got it this season with City win the Prem. Pep Guardiola will be livid because this will be 2 years in a row where he wins the Prem and doesn't get manager of the season. But I think Conte, simply because he's just pushed Spurs to nearly winning the Premier League title, and I think he's going to have a good run in the Champions League, like I said. Underachievers, I would either say Chelsea or Leicester, but I've went with Leicester. I think you'd say Chelsea underachievers because they haven't even made the Champions League for the first time in a while. But Leicester, they're going from like finishing 5th nearly every season, and now they've just finished 13th. I think they're going to be massive underachievers, and like I said, Brendan Rodgers out the door by December. That's how I think that's going to go. Overachievers, Tottenham. This is 3 Tottenham kind of, like I said, Tottenham have been listed 3 times in this already. Tottenham overachievers, highly overachieving. Like I said, I think they're going to be close to win the league. If not win the league, this is how massively I'm speaking to Tottenham. I know you might think I'm gone mental, but I do think Tottenham will be massive overachievers. Top scorer, Kane. I've said that before. He's going to get like close to 30 goals, I think, or even over 30. He could break the record. Top assister, Kevin De Bruyne. You've got Haaland to give the ball. You've got that Alvarez to give the ball. If you're going to win the Prem, you're going to win the Prem by assists and about getting like 15 plus assists. I think it's going to happen. He had a crazy end of last season and got Men's Player of the Year award, didn't he? I think. So yeah, they are my predictions. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on. Thank you so much for getting me over 700 subscribers. We're on the way to 800 already. I really do appreciate all the support. Like I said, we do daily streaming as well. So yes, I'll see you in my next one. Peace.